party, right? Don't we all need Randolph at every party we have? Yes, absolutely.
You can do much better.
Oh, goodness, no. But anyway, I want to say good evening, and thank you all so much for coming tonight. It really means so much to me, and I know it means so much to Allison to have you all here. And it really is with great pleasure, and it's an honor, really, to welcome both of you and to celebrate the launch of Allison's new book, The Man Within. So, congratulations, Allison. Yay! So on this, the 50th anniversary of Sir Winston Churchill's passing, this book is significant for a lot of reasons. First of all, this is a culmination of Allison's passion, her passion coming to fruition. And with the collaboration of the Churchill family, she has been able to put together a wonderful, beautiful book that we all now can enjoy, of photographs and images that have never been seen. And they were culled from the family archives. So it's really just such a treat.
And everywhere else as well. Where Alison got to. None of us would go to those places.
Absolutely. I know. And their stories, both different and connected, are incredible. And the other significant part of this book is actually to see how partnerships can transform ideas into reality. And so thanks to Inkshares, the publishers of Allison's book, and her crowdfunding, she was able to make her passion that took 5 years to put together come into reality. So we are all here for you and celebrating this book, and I hope you all get a chance to take a look at it. It's in the family room, but first of all, I'd like to welcome Allison and have her say a few words as she introduces Randolph.
This is so amazingly nice, and all your attention to detail. I mean, everything you've done is just so. Lisa and I met 20 years ago. I know. So, I mean, even I was outside of the cocktail napkins. Everything was just overwhelming. And I'm just so. I've known Lisa for so many years. We've had children together. We met through the Bell Auxiliary, and she's just been a long-time friend. And for her to do this for me is truly just. Is quite overwhelming. This is all. This whole journey has been such a lot of firsts for me. I had no idea. I sort of started this project when our girls, my husband's here, were going off to college, and I didn't quite know what to do, and I sort of wanted another connection back to the UK. And I knew Randolph and Phil Reed, who's the director of the Churchill Archives, and I'd met a number. And so I just decided that I wanted something that was really beautiful for the next generation to keep Churchill alive, for those of us that don't always necessarily want to read the massive tomes, that want to visualize and see him and see who he was and his thing. So and then Randolph kept giving me like carrots. Like he said, well, you know, we've never really seen a photograph of when Winston and Clementine were married. So, you know, I kept digging deeper and deeper, and I ended up in unknown picture libraries outside of, obviously I did the Churchill war rooms and the archives. Anyway, somebody asked me
about Blackheath.
Okay, so I was at a memorial service at Westminster last November, and I sourced through another friend of mine that one of his pictures came from the Blackheath, but he'd never been there. Well, most people don't go there. So I dragged myself away from this lovely cocktail reception, lovely champagne flowing, and I got on a train and went up to the Blackheath. And I arrived at this picture library to two women who opened up their house. It was this old Victorian house right on top of the heath in the dark and fog, mist flying, typical night, and England. And they gave me 5 boxes of books that no one had ever seen before, and 2 cups of tea. And you know, being signed in, and you know, sort of, you know, just really working with these, you know, archival photographs. And anyway, it was amazing. So the majority, a lot of the book happened after that, which was in November last year, and I came back to a lot of unknown photographs. And so that's the big beauty of the book, is actually I have so many photographs in that are the iconic, typical photographs of Churchill. So anyway, it's been such a pleasure for me to do this. It's never felt like work. I've enjoyed it every moment. and I've enjoyed everything, and I hope you enjoyed if you do. And I, again, just Lisa, I honestly,
Great pleasure.
from my heart. And also, yes, and I want to just shout out to the Young Chairs too, because I supported them, they've supported me, but honestly, this would never have happened without my crowdfunding and their ability to sort of they gave me complete carte blanche. This book is exactly how I wanted it to look. So
Great.
for that, thanks. So yes, and this is my daughter, Jill.
I'm American.
As a Churchill, unfortunately, I don't need a microphone. But I must say, Lisa, to open up your house to us all is so sweet of you, and what a beautiful home you've got. I must say, I'm bowled over. I was rather put on the spot earlier this year for the V-Day. I was asked to appear on stage and recite some of Winston's great speeches with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra behind me. What I needed was Lisa in this wonderful dress. Would have been much more popular. But I must say, Alison has been absolutely magnificent. She's been quite brave, because with this Churchill adventure she's been on, and it has been an adventure, you spent a night on the floor of a hotel.
I did.
The hotel had a gas explosion. And with how many guests did you sleep on the hotel? Probably four.
Like 800, I don't know.
800 people in London. But Alison has absolutely thrown herself into this project. And I certainly come from the view that what other aspects of Winston's life could be looked at? It's just amazing. And what she's created here is really enduring. And I love the fact that her publishing team are young, dynamic, and I was speaking to a few of them last night. And it's so important for the younger generation to remember what their grandparents and their great-grandparents went through. And actually capturing these images and publishing these books is a really important part of us, the younger generation, in feeling that we capture the greatness of those that gave us our liberties. And so the photographs, well, I only really looked at Alison's book on the flight on the way over. And I think one of the most fun things in the book is to be able to just turn it to any page and just read it. And the great thing is, you don't have to worry about the story on the page or before or afterwards. But the photographs are absolutely unique. You know, pictures of Winston flying in 1911, sort of 8 years after the Wright brothers, and these things that look like mechanized egg whisks, more like things you have cook with than fly with. The marriage photographs. But then the wonderful images of Winston landing on D-Day+4, arriving in France with his French cap on his head, sitting in the command with the car with American General Wesley Clark, and the French dockworker is leaning over, relighting Winston's cigar, and the pleasure on his face, and with a wonderful quote next to it. It's absolutely magical what Alison's created. So I think we've had the last year has been incredibly busy, and but what's wonderful is in January we celebrated the 50th anniversary, as Lisa said. We took Sir Winston's barge, and he was taken on that last great journey from St Paul's Cathedral, from Tower Bridge down to Westminster, and 50 years on, we had about 40,000 people on a January day line the Thames the whole way, the 2 miles down the Thames, all the bridges were crowded. And the great thing is that the younger generation, really wants to know what their ancestors did. And it's such an important thing. And sadly, last year we lost my remarkable great aunt, Lady Soames. Lady Soames was the younger daughter of Sir Winston, Lady Churchill. And my father, who was quite a bit younger than her, was always very proud of his aunt, who commanded, aged 19, in Hyde Park, her own anti-aircraft battery, all manned by women doing it. And Mary landed on D-Day plus 3.5 weeks, and she followed the US Army through Europe and ended up just outside Brussels. But sadly, that generation is now going, and to have landed on D-Day, you've basically got to be 90 years old or over. So it is our last chance to say thank you to that generation, and I can't think of any better or more fitting way than to do it with such a wonderful book, which will be truly enduring. So, thank you so much for your support, and it's wonderful to be able to celebrate in this way. So, thank you very much for your support. I'm very happy. You can't all come at once, but in the family room downstairs, I did promise to sign some books, and as long as I've got wine, I'll sign.
Someone run to Beltramo.
So enjoy yourselves. We have champagne and dessert and coffee, but also in the family room, Alison and Randolph will sign your books if you'd like to. So anyway, thank you all again for coming. Thank you again for
You must be crying.
Yeah.